Hi, Lifers. Happy, merry, joyful Christmas Eve. It is so, it's so different. I mean, we are halfway through another year, and I remember from, if you all remember, I remember from our last discussion, last episode was, well, it's basically about rejection. It was about rejection, and it was about the meaning of rejection and what the actual happening itself is. And I'm kind of still expanding on it. 3-part, second part. And you're like, it's Christmas Eve. Why are we talking about that? Because rejection does play kind of an interesting role in the Christmas story. If you remember, as Jesus was being born on the blessed Eve night, in the middle of the night, and right before that morning, actually, let's take it back a little bit. Right before the birth of Christ, as Mary and Joseph were preparing for him to come, when all of this chaos ensued to look for Joseph and Mary, and, who's going to bear this messianic king, and, how is it rumored Caesar Augustus was told, either, if you're reading your Bible, which I hope you are, he ran off and told his subjects to look about and pull a census to see if he could find this beautiful baby king, Jesus. And that really didn't go over very well for Caesar Augustus. So he went looking for the Christ child. And that's why Mary and Joseph had to flee. And that's why Jesus was born in Bethlehem. And so that falls under a type of rejection, not by Mary and Joseph, but by Caesar Augustus, not wanting to share his throne, by wanting to act like an infant himself, and wanting to be the only true king, and basically creating this embodied and angering, not only himself, being jealous and being proudful and hateful. That in and of itself is a very intricate form of rejection. And how was it pulled off then and continually deflected? Well, Jesus' parents left and found themselves in a stable on that very beautiful night. There are things that we need to be concerned about. Are we rejecting year-round? Are we rejecting people who need our help? People on the street, people in communities that have particular needs or special needs, or continually needing to learn from you and me. Are we rejecting them? Are we actually stepping back and trying to come up with excuses? Things of God's will. Are we obeying God's will? Or are we rejecting his will and telling him, no, we can handle everything that we want ourselves? That is what we need to focus on this Christmas Eve night. And we need to figure out what it is in us that makes us assume or think or blissfully come to the understanding whereupon we believe that our thoughts and our mannerisms are going to overcome all of that, and that we're going to reason through everything, and that we're going to have a logical experience, and and never all the more realizing that we are actually rejecting Christ ourselves. Jesus, in this time period, we are reminded, gives us a gift of grace and of peace. I think that's a little bit more important than us getting our way, in us getting something out of the season, and finally realizing that this is supposed to be a season of joy that comes from pain, that this is supposed to be a season of faith that comes from questions, that this is a season of hope when we know that we're not the only ones who are in despair. Take it easy. I miss you all, and I love you. I'll see you in a little bit. Thank you.